Hello, and welcome to another English class. Today we are looking at adverbs of certainty. Probably, definitely, certainly, and still, which is not an adverb of certainty, but it does follow the same rules as these adverbs. So let's look at the position of these adverbs in sentences. And by the way, I did a video yesterday about adverbs of frequency, and they follow the same rules in positive sentences, but not in negative sentences. That's why this is a different class. So let's look at the position of these adverbs in sentences. These adverbs go before the main verb. I definitely like music. She definitely likes music. He definitely likes music. Remember to conjugate the third person singular he, she, it with s in present simple positive sentences. Now, there's a video about present simple in my playlist. If you look for English classes, I have a playlist called English Classes with all my classes so far, which I've done to this point, and you can find all of my classes there. I definitely liked music. You can do it in the past. She definitely liked music. We don't conjugate the past verb stays the same. She probably needs time. He probably needs time. I probably need time. We probably need time. Also, she probably needed time. I probably needed time. He certainly knows Sarah. I certainly know Sarah. We certainly knew Sarah in the past. We still live near each other. They still live near each other. I still live near them, or him, or her. You cannot use each other unless the subject is plural. You cannot use each other if the subject is singular. I, you, he, she, because each other refers to two subjects, okay? We still live near each other. This could be one person or multiple people. I still live near them, plural people. I still live near him or her, singular object. Okay, and remember, before the main verb, adverb 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 before the main verb. Let's look at the second position. After, these adverbs go after the auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs am, is, are, was, were, and have and has, have and has for present perfect. I am probably wrong. She is probably wrong. We are probably wrong. After the auxiliary verb. This is the auxiliary verb. This is the adverb. After the auxiliary verb. I was probably wrong. She is certainly interesting. She was certainly interesting. I am certainly interesting. They were certainly interesting. After the auxiliary verb. He is definitely qualified. I am definitely qualified. They were definitely qualified after the auxiliary verb. And they are still at home. Okay, we are still at home. I am still at home. She is still at home. He is still at home. Okay? You cannot use the past with still because still refers to a present which hasn't changed. So it was true, it is true now. So still means it is still true now. Like the past. It's like it was in the past. Okay. Now, we also use these adverbs after modal verbs. Modal verbs can, could, would, should, might, must, may, will, needn't. There's a whole group of classes in my playlist on modal verbs in the present and in the past. Have a look if you have any doubts at all. It's all there for you. This is the modal verb. After the modal verb, adverb, after the modal verb. I can probably help. She can probably help. Remember, modal verb plus infinitive without to, even if there's an adverb in between. Doesn't change the rule. This has got to be an infinitive without to. You can probably help. She should definitely apply. You should definitely apply. I should definitely apply. Okay? He would certainly agree. They would certainly agree. I would certainly agree. They must still have the luggage. They must. The luggage, you know, luggage, this is what you take when you go on a trip or holiday. It's basically your bags that you put, well, you can take them on the flight or you can put them underneath. In Spanish, it's equipajes. They must still have the luggage. You must still have the luggage. We must still have the luggage. After the modal verb, after the modal verb, after the modal verb, and after the modal verb. Now, this is where it changes. These adverbs always go before a negative. So, these adverbs always go before a negative, okay? It breaks the rule, but it's a new rule. I probably can't help you. Can and can't are modal verbs, and it says they go after the modal verb. But they go before a negative. So you have two choices. You can do the contraction, I probably can't help you, or I can probably not help you. Which is a bit, we wouldn't necessarily say it like that, but you can if you want to. I have an example here. So there's the negative, and your adverb always goes before the negative. Probably, can't. Can't, probably, no good. She certainly shouldn't worry. There you go, before the negative, shouldn't. You could say she should certainly not, because this is negative and this is not, so it goes again after the modal verb. So if you use the full, all the words, no contractions, she should certainly not worry. And that's a good sentence. You can say that one, very common. Or this. Remember, when you're writing, this is unrelated, but when you're writing formal writings, interview letters, anything like that, never use contractions in formal writing. Okay? Okay. Now, he definitely didn't arrive. He definitely didn't. Before the negative. You can't say he did definitely not arrive. That's just silly. Doesn't sound good. Didn't is an auxiliary verb. He definitely didn't arrive. They still aren't ready. Negative. Adverb goes before the negative. They still aren't ready. Means they are still... Oh, sorry. And this is the positive sentence. They are still ready after the auxiliary verb. After the auxiliary verb here. But when it's negative, it's before the negative. They still aren't ready. Now, I want to talk about still for a couple of minutes, as quickly as possible. When we use still in a negative sentence like this, a negative sentence, okay, not positive, in a negative sentence, there is a sense of frustration or anger, okay, impatience, okay. Let's look at some examples. My book still hasn't arrived. Remember, before the negative, still hasn't. My book still hasn't arrived. She still can't hear me. There's a technological problem with the internet or the app, and she still can't hear me. I am frustrated, angry, impatient in these situations. My book still hasn't arrived. She still can't hear me. Okay? However, if you say my book hasn't arrived yet, using yet instead of still at the end, obviously, my book hasn't arrived yet, I'm calm. I'm not angry. Can you see that? Can you see that? I think you can see that. Yeah, there you go. You can see that fine, I think. Anyway, you are calm, not angry. My book hasn't arrived yet. My book still hasn't arrived. My book hasn't arrived yet. Okay, that's fine. I only ordered it 3 days ago. She hasn't received it yet. I'm calm. I'm not angry. I'm frustrated because I should have used the same thing. Let's do this with yet. She can't hear me yet. Okay? She can't hear me yet. I'm calm. I'm not angry. She still can't hear me. I'm frustrated, angry, impatient. Okay? So there you go. When you use still in negative sentences, there's a feeling of frustration or anger. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to subscribe for regular English videos. I post daily. I can't promise to post daily, but I try to post daily. And leave a like, that's very useful, and I'm very grateful to you for doing that. Thank you so much, it means a lot to me. Leave a comment if you have any questions or doubts, or if you want to say something, and share this with someone you know, anyone you know who is learning English, because it's useful for them and they would be grateful to you, and the world's a happy place. So thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon for the next video. Bye bye.